The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
Badgers and the Iowa Hawkeyes have seen a lot of each other the last couple of weeks, and it's turned out very well for Wisconsin as the Badgers continue to show that they travel extremely well, coming into Iowa City and defeating the Hawkeyes on Saturday afternoon 74-63. Four players in double figures led by Frank Kaminsky as Wisconsin improves to 7-1 in Big Ten play, 19-2 overall. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from Saturday's game. We'll also sit down with Bo Ryan and talk about the scout team and how valuable it is once again this season. We'll also hear from Reshirt-Freshman Riley Dearring. All that and more coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report. Along the right sideline, sends it back to Koenig. He and Decker play catch. Sam drops it off to Kaminsky, right corner. Now Kaminsky drives in the lane, and the reverse layup is good, going right to left, going to Decker on the right wing. Leaves it for Kaminsky, right corner. Kaminsky out to Decker. Sam around the Kaminsky screen, three in the air for Decker is sweet. First points for Decker, and it's 12-10 Wisconsin. Gosser in the backcourt, picked up the dribble, throws to Decker. Sam has a couple of seconds to get it across, and he does. Right-hand dribble to the line, down the lane, to the rim, two-hand flush, Sam Decker. Sam, baseline left, picked up by Gazelle, and now Ewell, throw to Kaminsky, shot fake, puts it on the floor, in the lane, up right hand, nope, tip, yes. Sam Decker on the follow to Decker. Right of the lane, Decker back out to Koenig. Koenig working the right side, and he'll snap off a triple and hit it. Bronson Koenig with his first points today. 40-34 Wisconsin, 1:28 left in the half. Koenig to the feed for Showalter, goes into Kaminsky, low on the left to the rim, up and in. No nonsense possession there for Wisconsin, 49-41 the Badgers. Sends to Kaminsky with a shot fake, right of the wheel. Kaminsky leaves it for Gosser, turns it left side of the wing for Koenig. Koenig dribbles to the top, steps up, 18-footer, too strong, no good. Nigel Hayes, rebound, slam, dunk with the right hand. Oh, what a punch from the sophomore.
I'll tell you what I think about my 3 turnovers and my terrible rebounding and bad defense. I'll tell you that was pretty bad. But the tip dunk was pretty, I don't know what it looked like. I mean, I did it. Apparently it looked nice. I don't know. We'll have to see. But the team told me that it was, they actually all doubted me. They didn't think it would go in. So that I think that shows how nice it was.
Woodbury the tight defense. Kaminsky, a draw, a kick for Gosser. 4 to shoot. Josh left side. Tough three. Got it! Oh my goodness. Tightly contested with the shot clock winding down.
I don't know, shot clock was running down and ball was in my hand. Ball ended up being in my hands at the end, so I just had to make a play. Tried to shot fake, get to the rim. That's always kind of your first thought, but I was able to get a little separation and just had to let it fly confidently. Unfortunately, I went in.
Down the lane, right hand, slam dunk, Sam Decker. And that's the record. Frank Kaminsky, 43 points. Nigel, up he goes, and he throws it down. Sam's off a 3, left of the circle, book it. High screen Kaminsky, trade righty, left lane line, to the rim, scoops it up and into the right hand. Bo Ryan and the Wisconsin Badgers have punched their ticket to Texas. They're going to the Final Four.
The Badger Sports Report with Bo Ryan is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Zimbrick Buick GMC, by Adidas, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin athletics.
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable.
When you have the fastest internet speeds, you can find anything almost instantly, which is a powerful thing. Because sometimes it's not so much what you're looking for, but how fast you can find it that makes all the difference. Get the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
The pride that it takes to run a farm, how you maintain your land, how you maintain your farm, how you do all those things. It's obviously a huge component of our state. It's funny, whenever you're out in different areas of the country, everybody will say it's all cheese, milk, dairy. That's kind of what people associate Wisconsin with, and we take great pride in being the dairy state and being a big producer for the rest of our country for the products that we produce.
Introducing the starting lineup at Zimbrick GMC.
Whether you use your truck for work or play, GMC's full line of trucks, crossovers, and SUVs will handle it with style. Built with your comfort in mind and all the power you'll need to get the job done right.
No matter what the season, you'll always get a great deal at Zimbrick GMC. Zimbrick GMC is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Visit Zimbrick GMC today.
Here's Gosser throwing to Bronson Koenig of the right wing. Hesitation dribble off the wing, goes up, knocked away by Olashaney. Bronson gets it back, beats Kaminsky. Spin move Frank, ducks in, up right hand, good off the glass. Good show of strength from Kaminsky's. About once a year or so, we like to use the sit-down portion of the Badger Sports Report to talk about a group of guys who maybe you don't see on the floor every game. Some you do, others you don't because they're redshirting. They're scout teamers is what we're talking about, and it's something that Coach Ryan has mentioned through the years, and worth mentioning again how integral those young men are and have been throughout the course of your time as a coach. And think of the 14 years at Wisconsin. Talked to a couple of your freshmen this week, TJ Schlunt and Matt Ferris specifically, and they were both talking about the detail that goes into it. A lot of adjustments from high school to college ball. And I think, as Ferris said, I think we know what these guys have for breakfast. When you're talking about opposing players, very detailed, very dedicated work that these guys put in, isn't it?
Yeah, and it all starts with the job that the assistant coaches do. They're assigned to different teams throughout the year, and believe me, there's not much that they miss as far as tendencies as a team and tendencies with individuals. This all started for me personally back in Platteville, and we had our scout team. We had about 30 guys on the team. We had what we called the futures team, which was actually like a reserve team or a JV team, but I didn't like those two terms, so we used futures teams. And then I had my old coach for me, and he would take them on a few trips as the coach, and he would come back and say, I didn't have the futures team, I had the no futures team. I said, oh, does that mean that you got beat, Coach? Where he would play like, some pretty good teams, junior college teams. And so that started then, and then we'd always have those guys run whatever, say, Whitewater, Stevens Point, Oshkosh, all the state schools or the teams that we played. So, of course, I carried it over to Milwaukee and then, of course, here in Madison. And we've had some guys who really, if I had to put together an all-scout team group, it would consist of about 15 or 20 guys, not just 5 guys. And the two that you mentioned, Ferris and Schlunt, they've contributed quite a bit in the practices. They've picked up on, who they're supposed to be. If they're three-point shooters or if they're only ball handlers or if they're primarily rebounders. And, of course, their eyes always light up when they're designated to simulate a shooter from the other team that has the green light. So everybody fights for that spot. But, the scout team because they're all smart young men. They pick up very quickly. And there's tendencies that are similar, say, from one team to the next week you're playing another team, and where you maybe only have to tweak a couple things. So they're very perceptive.
We've talked a lot about the competitive nature of your practices, but when you're in the possessions portion of it, I've had scout teamers through the years tell me their goal is to make the other guys run. And there have been a lot of occasions, to the credit of the scout team players, where that's happened. Yeah, they've been really good.
The goal is at least 1 point per possession, and if the group that's with me does not get that against the scout team, then you have to do a 16 lines, which you have to do in a minute or under, and That's always something that the guys want to stay away from, so it is some incentive. And our point guards are always paying attention to that.
You mentioned if you had to make an all-scout team list, it would be a long one. You mentioned 15 guys. Some who pop into my mind here through the last several years, a guy like Tanner Bronson, and more recently, Evan Anderson, who played in the regular rotation. I think of the Purdue game last year, he was really important among other games. But having a guy like Tanner who can help run the show and a big like Evan who can set haymaker screens, those guys have a lot of importance in the process, don't they?
Yeah, Tanner was just so bright basketball-wise. His basketball IQ was off the charts. He wanted to be a coach. He started out as a manager for us. Then we put him on the team, and then if he'd have stayed here another couple of years, he'd have been a starter. He just ran out of time. He's at St. Louis now as an assistant. And Evan Anderson, of course, the screens and the rebounding and the fact that we had to get a body on him all the time. Evan made things very interesting in practice.
Absolutely. Again, we would like to touch on it from time to time here. I know we've probably done it in the past, but it's worth bringing up again, the work that these young men put in. And if you want to know why the Badgers are good, well, a lot of reasons, not the least of which is the work of the scout team players throughout the course of Coach Ryan's time here and going back to his time, obviously, at Platteville. Head coach will return in a few minutes with this week's Great Dane Great Question of the Week. It is scout-related, as a matter of fact. All that and more coming up as the Badger Sports Report continues.
Road warrior, road dog mentality. I mean, it's us against everyone else in the building. And that's really where you show where you are as a team. When you got everyone else against you, and it's just us. As a team together, you got to fight through a lot of toughness and stuff like that to win on the road. So, especially in this league. So, it's great to see so far. But again, we got a lot more to come.
It's always great to get wins, especially on the road. We know that. We could have had to forget about what we did to them in our place. We knew we were going to get their best shot coming into their place, and I think we did a great job of weathering their storms and their comebacks, and we were able to come out with a win. The little thing I always preach to the guys, when we get on the run, where we're up, we'll be up 10 points, 8 points, we're ready to make our push to open the game up, and I always tell them we got to go from good to great. And I think when we start saying that to each other, we start making plays, guys start making shots, we start getting stops on defense, and I think that's what really contributes to us being such good road teams.
Well, if you look at last week against Michigan, we had a 11-point lead and we let them chip it down, and then they eventually came back and tied the game, and I didn't want that to happen again. So just knew in our minds that we had to get stops and then convert on offense. It just shows that we're road warriors. We've kind of embraced that mentality throughout the years, and we talked about how we're kind of in the driver's seat right now. We control our own destiny. We don't want to drop any games. We want to win out from here and go into the tournament. Big Ten champions.
It's 2050. I'm one of 9 billion people on the planet. Like most, I live in the city. Our air and water are clean, and there's plenty of fresh food for everyone. My parents are getting old, but staying healthy. Good thing, because my kids will probably live to be 100. Can you imagine?
The University of Wisconsin-Madison, preparing minds to meet the challenges of the future before they become the challenges of today. Keep on, Wisconsin. Keep on.
All right, we need to know how much you know about Bo Ryan. He's got a great history here at Wisconsin. He's a great coach. He's also got a great TV show. But how much do you really know about Bo Ryan? I know you know about Bratz, but how much do you know about Bo Ryan? Where did Bo Ryan go to college?
No.
It was not the University of Phoenix. I'll give you that hint. Do you know where he went to college?
No, I do not.
See, you thought you knew a lot about Bo Ryan, but there's so much to be learned.
Yeah, there's a lot that he don't want you to know, too.
There you go. Do you know where he went to school? I'll give you a hint. He did not go to Wisconsin.
I saw this, too.
You probably saw it on this show. Could be.
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Iowa?
He did not go to Iowa. That'd be bad if he went to Iowa. See?
Wilkes Park.
It's Wilkes University. You're close. I'll give you points for that. Wilkes University. He played basketball, and he also played football. What position do you think he played in basketball? I'll ask you first.
Shooting guard.
That's incorrect. Point guard. Point guard is right. Nice job. But you know, you got some help. All right, he also played football. The guy was a multi-sport athlete. What position do you think he played?
Defensive back.
He gets defensive back. He played on offense.
Running back?
He was the quarterback. Quarterback. You guys are close. So close. You ever heard of Wilkes University?
No.
You did now, right?
I do now.
All right, so he played basketball at Wilkes University. What position did he play?
Guard.
That's correct. Point guard. What about the position he played at quarterback? That's the quarterback. That's a great question. That's correct.
All right.
Whew. It's early, right?
We'll be making a traditional octopus salad, drizzled with some olive oil and topped with a dash of salt and pepper.
It's funny how seeing a clearer picture can lead you to see the bigger one. Get the most HD channels and the fastest internet on the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Some call it a miracle. Others call it science. But for those who've needed a kidney transplant like Kelly Krager, they simply call it a new lease on life. For nearly 5 decades, UW Health and the University of Wisconsin have been national leaders in the field of kidney transplant, providing a new life for recipients and assuring a normal life for living donors. Miracle? Science? Maybe it's a little bit of both. UW Health. Remarkable.
Introducing the starting lineup at Zimbrick GMC.
Whether you use your truck for work or play, GMC's full line of trucks, crossovers, and SUVs will handle it with style. Built with your comfort in mind and all the power you'll need to get the job done right.
No matter what the season, you'll always get a great deal at Zimbrick GMC. Zimbrick GMC is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Visit Zimbrick GMC today.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Lead feed Riley Dearring. He'll take it right side and make it from the right side. Big transition three, and it's 84-42 Wisconsin with 5:23 remaining.
Last year, you took a redshirt year, but you were still able to be part of the Final Four experience and the run that you guys went on. What are some of the things that you learned just being a part of that atmosphere and helping the team, maybe not an on-the-court presence, but off the court?
I really just learned that every guy has a role, and whether it's pushing these guys in practice to be as best as they can be, then that's what I'll do. I really learned a lot from the older guys and how they came out and gave leadership to us younger guys. Even with so much stuff going around, we kind of were able to focus. They really showed us that focus that we need.
And just in an everyday practice perspective, what are some of the things that you learned in that redshirt season that you took, and how did you become a better basketball player last year?
I really just learned how to score in different ways. I mean, the college game is way different than high school, and guys are a lot stronger and taller, so that one year really just helped me to find different ways to score.
You had your first bucket in the Milwaukee game. You saw a lot of minutes there. What was that like, getting your first points?
It's a big monkey off your back. I mean, it's good to get it early, so it's not that big of a deal going on later in the year. But yeah, it was a relief. It was nice.
And for it to come on a three, that's got to be pretty special.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what I do. So not playing in an actual game for a whole year, once you finally get back out there, it's a great feeling just to be able to be in a game again.
Read that you've put on 10 pounds or so since you've come here. What are some of the things that you're working on in the weight staff to get bigger, get stronger?
I don't know if I'm really trying to get bigger right now. Putting on weight is great, but I really want to get more explosive and quicker so I can combat guys' strengths and stuff like that.
So you don't think that you're going to end up 7 feet tall like Frank?
I don't think so. If I do grow some more, that'd be awesome, but I don't think that's going to happen.
What's the story behind your Kevin Durant-inspired number?
Well, he's one of my favorite players, and he's pretty skinny like me, so I kind of try to model my game after him and shoot and go to the rim and do it all.
So it is Kevin Durant-inspired?
Yes, it is.
It's not just a coincidence?
Yeah, and my dad wore that number in college, too, so it's kind of a combination of both.
We got to give him a little credit then, too. Your dad played basketball in college. What are some of the things that he teaches you, he inspires you, maybe some of the lessons you've learned from him?
Just toughness. My dad's a really tough guy, and he's always been hard on me. So, Coach Ryan is not really a big change, from coaching-wise. So, he's just really tried to tell me to keep working in practice and work hard every day, and the coaches will eventually see that.
Who were some of the guys in particular, maybe that have given you some advice?
Everybody, Josh, Trey, Ben, they were all really big. So they'd always pull me aside and tell me little things like to box out more or little tricks to get by people and stuff. So they've been a real big help. From
the time that you walked in to where you are now, how do you think you've improved as a basketball player?
I believe physically and mentally I've become a lot better. And we've got such great guys and great seniors and stuff. So I've just really been trying to learn, and I've been trying to just develop my game more. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. We all have team goals, which is to win a Big Ten championship and get back to the Final Four. But for myself, I just plan to get better every day so I can help this team.
Introducing the starting lineup at Zimbrick GMC. No matter what the season, you'll always get a great deal at Zimbrick GMC. Get the Zimbrick GMC today and score big savings. Zimbrick GMC is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. I'm part of the Zimbrick GMC team, and you should be too. Visit Zimbrick GMC today.
When you have the fastest internet speeds, you can find anything almost instantly, which is a powerful thing. Because sometimes it's not so much what you're looking for, but how fast you can find it that makes all the difference. Get the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable.
Whether you're out there training for a big event or you're just trying to stay in shape, I have a bit of advice. It's important to remember that what happens after the workout is just as important as what happens during the workout. My advice? Be sure to refuel with low-fat chocolate milk. It has the perfect mixture of protein, carbs, and electrolytes to help you refuel, rehydrate, and build muscle. In Wisconsin, athletes win with low-fat chocolate milk. And you can too. To learn more, visit winwithchocolatemilk.com.
The Badger Sports Report with Bo Ryan is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Zimbrick Buick GMC, by Adidas, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Time now for the Great Day and Great Question of the Week. And with this week's question, we check in with Larry in lacrosse. Scout team related, wants to know, Coach, no doubt you and your staff spending a lot of time looking at scouting video, how much would you say players view in preparation for each opponent?
Well, now we're able to download on their iPads different games, different clips that we might want them to see even before we get to the scouting report. So actually they're getting a lot more information. So if they have some time, if there's a study break or if they get the opportunity, but even if they don't, we still put together clips for the scouting report where we'll show team tendencies and then individual tendencies of players. And usually they're ahead of the game because they have looked at some before they come into the scouting report. So, Larry, it is pretty detailed, but we have young men that can handle it. It's you know, they're guys that really care about the game, whether they're playing or not. As we were talking about with the scout team, they do pay attention to what's in those clips or what's in those games. So we keep it interesting for them too. So it's not like we give them a test, but it's easy to tell the guys that have planned to hit.
Absolutely. With the iPads, taking advantage of the technology available these days. Larry, we thank you for your question. The Great Dane with 4 locations in Madison, east side of town, downtown, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale, and there's a Great Dane up in Wausau as well. The Badgers are home this week, Tuesday night against Indiana, and then Saturday afternoon against Northwestern right here at the Kohl Center. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
Wisconsin cheese, making good food great.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.
It's 2050. I'm one of 9 billion people on the planet. Like most, I live in a city. Our air and water are clean, and there's plenty of fresh food for everyone. My parents are getting old, but staying healthy. Good thing, because my kids will probably live to be 100. Can you imagine?
The University of Wisconsin-Madison, preparing minds to meet the challenges of the future before they become the challenges of today. Keep on, Wisconsin. Keep on.